Capricorn, welcome to your October 2020 General Tarot reading. It's Rena here. Did you hear me almost say September? I gave myself away because it is still September as I record this. But I usually try to record my readings relatively close to the time in question. I remember once it was kind of funny because I did a mid-month tarot reading, and then I did the month ahead, and then I went back and did an end of the month reading, and somebody goes, how can you do the month ahead before you do the end of this month? And I laughed and I said, well, yeah, that's a good question. But, you know, obviously time is an illusion. That's a great way to get out of that one. I don't think I've done that since then because I did, you know, wonder how that looks to time travel in that sense. So, you know, I tell people don't take tarot readings on YouTube too seriously. Don't take personal tarot readings too seriously either. The point isn't the reading itself, it's the messages that come through. The synchronicity is really cool if there is some, but anyone can watch any tarot reading, and if there's a philosophical bent, they can still derive some value from it. So just look at it that way. Okay. Sorry if there's any noise in the background. It's actually upstairs, and I can't really control that. So I hope I said this was for Capricorn. I was now I'm a little bit nervous that Capricorn's going to go, wait, is this supposed to be for me or not? Sometimes that happens. Okay, I'm going to pick an additional card. It's funny, I got this as a last card in a different reading. Okay. And it was in the exact same position, which is always, you know, statistically interesting, to say the least. So this really looks, sometimes I'm getting readings that look like, you know, relationship issues at the forefront. In this one, it looks more like a career type of situation, which makes perfect sense for Capricorn, because that's always very close to you in terms of your concerns. So I'm going to take these two cards. One is the past position. I'm going to actually read the past position first, which is kind of different. And this is the Queen of Wands. And this is a card of somebody who is in a position of authority. So this to me suggests if you have gotten a promotion of some kind, yeah, sometimes it can be maybe a new supervisor has come in recently. And let's take the scenario of you have gotten some kind of promotion. So the central concern here is the Five of Wands. This is a card of competition. And this can indicate a workplace that might be toxic. Now, it might be, it might not be, depending on other factors. But because it's in the central theme, I really think that in this particular context, it may be more of a negative than a positive. This can be friendly competition where everybody is, they're very respectful of their co-workers' gifts, and they're not trying to edge anybody out, but they might, you know, just want to be seen as the best just because they have that kind of spirit of competition, but they don't want to destroy somebody in the process. And there are situations that happen like that. I was just reading about Gail Sayers, who believe me, I'm not a sports person, but I was born in Chicago, grew up in this area, and he died a couple days ago. And my partner went to see a game of his that he just, you know, and it was a couple of days before I was born. And he saw this game of his that he had all these touchdowns and all. It was like, I think, the highlight of his life. And he was, the reason I'm bringing this up is because he had a teammate who developed cancer. I believe it was leukemia, and named Brian Piccolo, and they made a movie out of it called Brian's Song, and it's kind of a classic movie of two teammates. And I was just reading in the, I guess you'd call it the obituary today about it, reading it to my partner and telling him about, what they were saying. And they were saying that they had this kind of friendly rivalry. And they kind of helped each other get better, or at least, I don't know how that exactly went. But I just thought, wow, that's so cool. You can be on the same team and you can still compete and not have it be something bad, So that is kind of like the example that, comes to mind. But in this case, when I see that authority figure, it can sometimes be that you have to deal with these people who are doing this, and it feels really awkward. Maybe you were one of them at one time, and you don't want to all of a sudden change your role, and now you have to tell them what to do, but it's getting really bad. Another possibility with the Queen of Wands is that you're the one who is dealing with this person, and she is fomenting or creating this kind of competition, this toxic competition among employees, because she thinks that this is the way to motivate people. And I I have to say this again, because this did come up in a prior situation when I was talking about the Queen of Wands in the upright position, and I mentioned about her demeanor, and I said, she could be a drama queen and she wants all the attention, and this person just laid into me, how dare you say that about the Queen of Wands. So every time I am about to describe the Queen of Wands, I get a little bit nervous thinking about this person, if they're listening, and them saying that to me again. And when I talk about these situations, I mean, the irony is the Queen of Wands is supposed to connect to Sagittarius, and I am a Sagittarius woman. So you would think that if I'm dissing my own, that I would get a little bit of leeway in that, but no. The thing is that I feel that fire signs can be overbearing, even when they're not trying to be malicious, and they might not even be trying to be controlling on the surface. It just is, that's how it comes out, because there's that natural tendency. It's a masculine element, the fire, to try to take charge of a situation. So, these kinds of things, if this is like a new supervisor and they've kind of changed the way they're doing things, it's very difficult. You could always talk to the person about it, but you would have to be prepared to accept the fact that they might take offense to it, or, it could work against you. If you're already planning on leaving and you're simply, just trying to give it one last shot, then I guess that would be the case. The higher message is the Ace of Pentacles, kind of what I'm saying, that a new job, there's always that potential. You don't have to take it. Maybe you think you do, but you can always get another job, and you can, so that can actually make you feel a lot better and relaxed about what somebody else is doing, because you know that you're not stuck there. You may feel, Capricorns tend to have that sense of duty, like I should be here. Especially if you have planned it out in advance, how long you are going to stay. And sometimes you do have to change your plans. You can't do what you were planning on doing. What crosses you is the Page of Pentacles, which is message from a new job, maybe having the initiative. Well, the Ace of Pentacles would be more of the initiative. It might be that you're afraid of this, that you're not really on board with getting a new job, starting something new. And that could simply be because you don't think that you're not, it's not something sure thing. If you've been at a certain company for years, and even if they've recently changed management, you might feel like, hey, I want to, this is a known quantity, the devil that you know. And it's funny that you're the devil card, isn't it? But if this is a relationship issue, this may be like the Five of Wands could be some kind of conflict that is happening with a relationship because you have gained confidence, and that may have triggered the other person. Maybe they felt like they knew your weak spot, and a new relationship may be something, especially with an earth sign. We have two cards that connect with beginnings, so that might be something that's going on. What's coming in, or the advice, is the Seven of Wands. So this is a card of standing your ground, maybe having some kind of... You may have to lay down the law, but this is especially you defending your honor in some way. And so if that Queen of Wands is the boss from hell, even though it's in the upright position, for the type of way that you like to be motivated, and you feel that that person is using negative tactics, look at how that makes you feel. Whether you push back or not, you still can see that this is happening, and maybe that can motivate you to look for another job or to create your own. The outcome, and I did get this, like I said, for another sign in the same position, and I picked an additional card because it didn't feel like it resolved anything with the context, and this one doesn't either, which is, this is the Ten of Wands, carrying more than your fair share, your load. So, something that isn't your responsibility to carry. And why do you have to do so? Feeling that sense of duty that Capricorns can feel can sometimes make you guys assume responsibility when you don't have to. And the other thing too is that you might feel that this is your job. If this is you, if you have gotten a promotion, it might be one of those deals where the title is the glory, but it's not, that it's kind of like an illusion, where it's just this fancy title, but it doesn't really give you more money or make your life easier. You might be working longer hours for a title, and you can be a sucker for that because you're really about kind of advancement. And the outcome is the Six of Swords, and this is a card of moving away from that conflict. So isn't that interesting? The first card I got suggests conflict, and the Six of Swords suggests moving away from it. If this is a personal relationship, somebody may be trying to keep you in that constant place where you're defending yourself. They're trying to make, and this is a narcissist's tactic, to make you it's all your fault, and you're always defending yourself. Well, the Ten of Wands, that could be what happens if you don't watch out. And this can even be a burnout card, where you are assuming responsibility for somebody else's accusations and trying to do better, always trying to do better, and never quite making them, always missing the mark. So it really is about choosing peace. I think that's what the Six of Swords ultimately suggests. So I hope that that resonated, Capricorn. If you would like a personal reading, the link is below. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye.